there are $22 billion sitting on the ocean floor right now. Not metaphorically, not estimated value of lost artifacts, actual gold coins, silver bars, and emeralds, still in the chests, still in the holds of ships, resting on the Atlantic seabed while we go about our lives. The Spanish treasure fleet moved more wealth across more ocean than any operation in history, and a lot of it never made it home. Some of those ships have been found. The largest discovery in history, $17 billion in a single wreck, happened just 10 years ago. And 3 countries are currently locked in a legal fight over who gets to touch it. This is Money Origins, where we follow the history of money wherever it actually goes, including, apparently, straight to the bottom of the Caribbean. Worth saying up front, the legal and financial figures in this video reflect public reporting and expert estimates, not independently verified appraisals. By the end of this, you'll understand why the Spanish treasure fleet collapsed so catastrophically, how the 2 biggest recoveries in history actually happened, and why, right now, today, the most valuable shipwreck ever found still hasn't been touched. That last part is stranger than it sounds. Spain's treasure system was a machine. Every year, 2 fleets departed from Seville, one headed for Mexico, one for South America. They'd collect gold, silver, and gems from the colonies, rendezvous in Havana, and sail home together through the Florida Straits. The timing was deliberate. Travel outside hurricane season, stay in numbers for protection against pirates. The problem was that the system worked until it didn't. In September 1622, a fleet of 28 ships hit a hurricane off the coast of Florida before it could clear the straits. 8 ships went down. Among them was the Nuestra Señora de Atocha, carrying 40 tons of gold and silver, hundreds of pounds of emeralds, and thousands of silver coins. The kind of coins we covered in the previous video on Pieces of 8. Spain sent salvage crews immediately. They found almost nothing. The wreck then sat on the seafloor for 363 years. Mel Fisher spent 16 years searching for the Atocha. 16 years of false leads, funding crises, legal battles with the state of Florida. And in 1985, his crew found the main cargo hold. $450 million in recovered treasure, one of the largest finds in American history. And it wasn't even close to the biggest wreck out there. That title belongs to the San José, a 64-gun Spanish galleon sunk in 1708 during a battle with British warships off the coast of Cartagena, Colombia. It went down carrying an estimated 11 million gold and silver coins, plus jewels and other cargo. At today's valuations, and depending on the numismatic value of individual coins, estimates put the total somewhere between $8 and $17 billion. $17 billion for a single wreck. Colombian Navy vessels found it in 2015, announced the location publicly, and immediately created one of the most complicated legal disputes in maritime history. Colombia claims the ship lies in its territorial waters. Spain argues it was a warship and therefore sovereign property under international maritime law, immune from salvage. A private American company, Sea Search Armada, claims it signed a discovery contract with Colombia in the 1980s and is owed a percentage. All 3 are still arguing. The wreck has not been excavated. Nobody has touched the cargo. The gold is just sitting there, waiting for lawyers to finish. Modern search technology makes finds like this possible, but doesn't simplify what happens next. Sonar can map a wreck in hours. Remotely operated vehicles, ROVs, can photograph the hull without disturbing it. Magnetometers detect iron concentrations on the sea floor and narrow the search from miles to meters. The tools are extraordinary. The legal frameworks governing what you can actually do with what you find have not kept pace. Which brings us back to that number, $22 billion. That's the rough estimate across hundreds of unrecovered sunken Spanish galleons still scattered across the Atlantic and Caribbean, of what's still down there. Not in one ship, spread across the seafloor in wrecks that haven't been touched since the 1600s and 1700s. Every year, Atlantic storms shift the sand and expose new debris fields. New sites get flagged. New legal arguments begin. The pieces of eight that built Spain's empire, the coins from the last video, didn't all disappear. Some of them are 40 feet underwater, waiting. And based on the San Jose case, even finding them doesn't mean anyone agrees on what to do next. Quick reminder that valuations in this space are estimates, and the legal outcomes around these wrecks are genuinely unresolved. Nothing here is financial advice. If you've made it this far, a like helps this reach more people who'd find it just as interesting. And if this channel is new to you, there's more here. The last video covers the coins that were on those ships, and where that story begins is worth your time. Subscribe if you want to follow it.